Good Wednesday afternoon, everybody. Hope all is well with you. This is meteorologist Stephen Ray, and I wanted to do a quick little video and let you know that Hurricane Francine is getting very close to making landfall here along the Louisiana border. Louisiana coast down here south of New Orleans. If you are here near the Huma area, then you are going to be experiencing winds in excess of 100 miles per hour. Now, I do want to let you guys know that the National Hurricane Center, right at the 4 o'clock time thing, did make this a Category 2 hurricane with winds of 100 miles per hour. So there is the latest information on Hurricane Francine right there. It is 100 miles per hour with a minimum central pressure of 972. This is advisory number 13, and this is as of the 4 o'clock time frame. So this is a Category 2 hurricane with winds excess of 100 miles per hour. And as you can see, the track takes it really close to New Orleans, and then it takes it basically up the 55 corridor, slamming right into Jackson, Mississippi, and then moving up the Delta of Mississippi. Basically, it's going to ride the 55 corridor. That is the latest track from the National Hurricane Center. However, I do note that it has moved a little bit off towards the east, just a little bit. So now I can put this into motion for you. And it is ever so slightly jogging off towards the east a little bit. So the closer east it goes, the more of a dangerous situation it's going to put in New Orleans later on this afternoon and this evening. As of right now, around the New Orleans area, you can see that there is a little bit of heavy to moderate rain moving into New Orleans. There, of course, is Lake Pontchartrain, and the center of circulation is still down here along the coast area, along the 315, the Dulac area, as well as Thibodaux, Louisiana, and Huma, Louisiana. And if you are down there in Huma, or if you are in Thibodaux, Louisiana, you are seeing winds right now on the excess of near 100 miles per hour as this thing moves on in. Now, another big thing that we have to watch out for is any of these individual storms that are out here around the feeder bands of Francine. And you can see that there are a couple of those right down here south of Mobile that have shown signs of being having some rotation with them. So as this moves on into the area, we're going to have to watch for the potential of tornadoes as well as damaging winds with this thing. Now, as you can see, the radar is putting out that there are mile per hour wind gusts of 85 miles per hour just off the coast there. There's 81. So this thing is definitely strengthening all the way up to landfall. Now, of course, we do not have the center over land just yet, but as of right now, we've got some very strong winds coming in here towards the Huma area as well as the Golden Meadow area, and basically this is going to stay south of the I-10 corridor for the next few hours, and then it's going to make its way over towards the area of New Orleans, in between New Orleans and Baton Rouge. There, of course, is Baton Rouge right there. There is New Orleans, and your center of circulation is very, very close to making landfall along the border right there of Louisiana. There, of course, is your extremely heavy wind that is going to be moving through the area of Golden Meadows, the Montegoule area, I hope I'm saying that correctly, and Huma, as well as the Thibodaux, Louisiana area. And your most extreme winds are going to be in this band right here that I'm circling for you as it continues to lift into this area right here. And if you are in New Orleans, I do want to let you know that this right here, this area right there, very well could be experiencing some hurricane force winds by about 7 or 8 p.m. this evening with this storm. So you need to go on ahead and get into a safe shelter and do everything that you can because this thing is coming on in right now. This is a very big eye. And as you can see, some dry air has mixed in to this right now. And that is why you're not seeing as much of a tight circulation on the backside of it as it is being intertwined with dry air. So once again, any of these feeder bands out here, this one in particular, we need to watch for the remainder of the afternoon and the evening for the potential of a few spin-up tornadoes. And your biggest tornado threat with Francine is basically for the next few hours going to be Slidell, New Orleans, Gulfport, Pascagoula, Mobile, and the Alabama Gulf Coast. Anywhere within this circle, within this feeder band that is wrapping into the area of New Orleans towards Slidell and Gulfport, these are going to be the ones to watch for the potential of a few spin up isolated tornadoes. So let's go in here briefly and see. You've got a couple hot spots there. You've got a couple hot spots there. And then all of this is pretty much ground clutter right there. So not looking at anything right now that would potentially be a potential tornado. But as this moves on in with the friction of the land, we do need to watch any of these little bitty storms that are along the feeder bands out here, and especially if anything can get going like any of these storms, low top storms right here. This one is south of Dauphin Island. That one needs to be watched over the next 30 to 45 minutes as it moves up here towards Mobile Bay and then towards Dauphin Island as well. There's Dauphin Island, and there, of course, is that supercell that I was talking about. Now, if you are watching in Orange Beach or Bon Secure, it looks like that this is going to be mainly a Mobile County storm for you, possibly even moving over here towards the Pascagoula area. But once again, any of these storms that you see that are off the coast like this, we do need to watch for the remainder of the afternoon and the evening hours and overnight because the shear is really, really intense down here with landfalling tropical systems. And with the friction of the land of them coming from the ocean to the land, that helps spin up tornadoes in a very quick fashion. And some of them, unfortunately, will not have the opportunity because they are so quick to be warned for. So you need to go on ahead and be vigilant if you are down here along the Mississippi coast as well as the Alabama coast for the remainder of the afternoon and the evening for the potential of winds in excess of 100 miles per hour, basically from New Orleans and points off to the west near Baton Rouge. And then, of course, you've got to worry about the isolated tornadoes threat from Slidell all the way over to the Alabama and Mississippi state line. And I do want to also mention that there has become a tornado watch, and I do want to post this. Let me see. Do. So there, of course, is your tornado watch, and this does include the area of New Orleans as well as Gulfport, Mississippi, Slidell, and Pascagoula, Mississippi. And this watch goes for 5 hours and 57 minutes. So this is for southern Louisiana and far south Mississippi until 11 p.m. with several tornadoes likely. So we will continue to watch this. This watch goes until 11 p.m. this evening for basically New Iberia all the way over to Pascagoula, Mississippi. Now, if you are along the Alabama coast, you guys are not under a tornado watch as of yet. However, that could change a little bit later on. But as of right now, basically, the areas that you see in yellow, that is a tornado watch that will go into effect right now until 11 p.m. this evening. And the good news is no active tornado warnings as of right now. And let me check with the Weather Service out of. Let's see. And I want to thank everybody that is watching this right now. And let me. Uh, ta, 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 ta. Okay, we are getting reports now of Thibodaux, Louisiana, as well as Bayou Cane, Louisiana, of 40 to 50 mile per hour winds as this moves on shore. That was as of 4:50 this afternoon. All right, in East New Orleans at 3:56 this afternoon, we had a max wind gust to 58 miles per hour. So things are definitely deteriorating along the Louisiana coast right now. But as of right now, the only thing that they've got issued is a flash flood warning for a couple of areas down there in Louisiana. And I can read this off to you. There is a flash flood warning for 1 to 3 inches of rain that includes the area of Thibodaux, Louisiana, as well as the Golden Meadow area and Chacabay. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But if you are in the area of Thibodaux and Golden Meadow, you are underneath a flash flood warning because rainfall amounts of 1 to 3 inches are possible across the warned area. So that is the only warning that we currently have right now. So I'm going to go back over here and I will answer some of your questions if you have any. So once again, this is you are looking at Hurricane Francis, and as of 4 p.m. this afternoon, the Weather Service and the Storm Prediction, the National Hurricane Center, did make this a Category 2 storm with winds of 100 miles per hour. And this storm is moving onshore right now as we speak, down here towards the area of Dulac and Huma, Louisiana. And I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take off the watch. Oh, come on. All right, so any of these outer bands that are coming in to Slidell to Gulfport, Mississippi, need to be watched for later on this afternoon and this evening for the potential of isolated spin-up tornadoes. And let me look. Good news is I'm not seeing anything as of right now that would indicate any kind of potential trouble spots. Although, you got a little bit right there south of Gulfport. But other than that, everything else is behaving. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sign off for just a little while. And once a tornado warning is issued for this afternoon or this evening, I will be back here providing severe weather coverage for you guys on Hurricane Francine. But I do want to let you guys know that Francine is now a Category 2 hurricane, and it is in the process of making landfall along the Louisiana coast near the Dulac area and the Golden Meadows area as well. And Huma is about to get inundated with... There's a 94 mile per hour wind gust right there. There's a 101. So as you can see, that is why the Weather Service went on ahead. There's 110 right there. Now, granted, this is above the ground as the radar beam is shooting through the air. However, if you do see winds like this, that tells you that it can easily be mixed down to the ground. So this is definitely, they did a good job of making this a Category 2 storm, and I definitely would not want to be down there in that area of Louisiana, down here in the marshes south of Huma and south of Thibodaux, Louisiana right now. And let's just see. And there, of course, is we are looking at the new Iberia, Louisiana camera. And as you can see, the wind is shaking the camera very violently. Now, this, of course, is on the west side of the storm. This is usually the calm side of the storm, but this is very, very close to the Broussard and New Iberia, Louisiana area. And let's see what it's doing in Pascagoula, Mississippi. Not very much of anything right now, as you've got squalls moving into Pascagoula, Mississippi. And this, of course, is Columbia, Mississippi, in the Pine Belt area. And as you can see, not much is going on down there as well. And trust me, I would not want to be down here on the coast near the area of Dulac, Mississippi right now, or Louisiana. All right, so guys, I'm going to sign off just for a little while, and I will be back to monitor the latest weather information about Hurricane Francine. And I will catch you guys later on the next time, or the first time there is a tornado warning. I will be right back.